I've had the opportunity to manage Dancegod. How I met Stonebwoy, my artist of the year. I'm saying this on a podcast, and this is gonna be the first time. That period could make or unmake him. I told Dr. Louisa, Stonebwoy needs all I need is your 1.2 million on Instagram. That was how come we closed $5,000. I know they would negotiate because they are Nigerians. Ghanaians creatives lack collaboration.
My name is Yaw Agyei, and welcome to Life After School. Does school really determine your future? Or that is what we've been told. For years, we've measured success by grades and degrees. But what if life has other plans? In a world where dropouts build empires and top students still struggle, it's time we ask real questions. Welcome to Life After School, the podcast where we explore the truth about education, success, and everything in between. Whether you're a straight A student, a university dropout, or just trying to figure things out, this is the space for you. Let's challenge the system, hear real stories, and also discover what really shapes our future beyond the classroom. Life after school. School ends, but the journey doesn't. Hi, and welcome to Life After School. My name is Yaw Agyei. So behind many brands that have become household names in Ghana are movers and shakers. Today, I am privileged to welcome one person who is not only a mover, but also a shaker in making brands household names. Welcome to Life After School, Eli Amevegbe.
Thank you, Yao, for having me.
And how are you doing today?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I am very well. So, Eli, for the purposes of today's conversation, we are going to go into your academic and professional journey. For those watching us today who don't know who Eli Amevegbe is, if you could do a brief introduction of who Eli is.
Okay, so my name is Eli Amevegbe, founder of Top Tier Africa. So what we do at Top Tier is we build brands. We are into tech as well, but we come up with creative ideas to give brand visibility and then make them become a household name in Ghana and across the world. So that is Eli, and that's what I do.
Okay, thank you for the brief introduction. So I want to take you back into time. I want us to go into your educational journey.
Yeah.
What was your academic journey like? I'd want you to begin from primary till university.
Okay, so I've been around a lot of schools, but I would probably just put out the schools that I've spent most of my time in.
Mhm.
So I started at Kabori, from Kabori Preparatory School. Then I moved to my senior high school. I went to Maoli Senior High School, where I studied business. From there, I went to Ghana Telecom to do my first degree in business administration. And then I came back to UPSA to do my first master's.
Okay, so at the mention of Kabori, right? That name to me sounds Burkinabe or sounds maybe something with La Cote d'Ivoire. Was that school in Ghana?
Yeah, it was in Ghana. It was in Ho Kabori. It was one of the best schools you can find in Ho. So the people that went to Kabori will testify to that fact. Like it was one of the best schools you could find at our time, like in the 2000s. Yeah, that was the best school you could find. And then from there, my parents relocated, so I went to different school. But majority of my life I spent in Kabori, and then we moved to Maoli. From Maoli, I went to Ghana Telecom. From Ghana Telecom, I doubled up to be the SRC PRO. And then after my first degree, I did my master's in UPSA. Yeah.
Okay, so let's speak about Mawuli School. Recently, I know Maoli had, I don't know if it was the 70th.
Best school, there was 75th anniversary.
75th anniversary with Mawuli School. What was your experience at in Mawuli School like?
I think I found my fit in terms of my career path in Mawuli School. It was Maoli that determined like whether I would be very successful in life based on the people that I met, the people that were even there before me, my colleagues, and also the experiences in Mawuli School taught me to be the great person I am. You could tell for the people that came to Mawuli School, the old school, you could see from the high institutions, the high level of academics that they find themselves in, even in their career-wise or even as an entrepreneur. So Mawuli School is a school that would give you one, assets. Two, it will give you courage. Three, it will build your mindset to be who you want to be. Like anything you want to be, you can find the grounds in Mawuli School. Like you might find out that probably I'm speaking a lot about Mawuli School because I have experienced it. I know a couple of my colleagues who would speak same for their experiences as well. It taught us to be resilient, to fight for what we want, and then go for it like in life. That's basically what Mawuli School taught me.
So if you say Maoli School taught you all this, right?
Yeah.
Did it teach you through the classroom or it taught you through your experiences in the school?
One, I would say the classroom because our teachers were also very, how would I put it? They connected with us. So aside the school, aside the classrooms, we have individual. That was the first time in my life that I slept outside my house. That I found people in like the dormitories having certain thoughts of personality, persona. Everybody came together to form like a whole community. That was what inspired, or that was what motivated me to be. I like, okay, these things are possible. We started forming little learning groups that inspired us to be a better version of ourselves in class. And then from class, we extended it to school. So the whole school, can you be in the top 20? Can you be in the top 10? Aside you being in the top 10 in your class, can you transcend that to the whole school in population over 2,000, 3,000 people? So it taught us how to think outside the box or how to go for what we put our mind to, basically.
So I am going to leave that conversation of Mawuli School being the best school in Ghana and go into creativity and the media space. You did mention that Mawuli was a preparatory ground where you discovered that you could do this.
Yeah.
But at what point in your time in Mawuli School did you conceive or have the conviction that I am a creative or I am going to work in the creative space?
So Mawuli School didn't even teach me to be a creative person. It taught me to be a career person. So I started like at the point in my life I wanted to be like a banker. I wanted to be so I did business in Mawuli School. Then I moved forward to do my business admin. So after my first degree, I did my service in an insurance company. And then from there I got opportunity to work in a banking industry, which actually at the end of the day was driving me towards my career path. So I spent 2 years in an investment bank, which is Data Bank, and then I moved to Cal Bank. I spent 2 years also. Collectively, I've done 4 years in banking. I got tired of the routine work that I could go in a day and then plan like my whole day beforehand, and then I would like it's exactly how it turns out. Take cash, balance, receive deposits, give cash out. Like it's just like the same normal routines over and over again. I've done it for 4 years. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm a type of person based off the fundamentals Amawuli School has given me. I'm a type of person I want to challenge myself. So I went ahead to do my master's. Whilst doing my master's, I discovered that, oh, this is a path I wanted to take, which is creativity. And funny enough, my master's is not even in creativity. I did my master's in petroleum accounting and finance because like my long-term career goal was to work in an oil field. That's where the money is. So everybody like I was too much of a career person and more of a traditional person. It was later when I started my master's that I got an opportunity to intern up off for a period. That was when I discovered that oh, I could be creative. Oh, this is what I really love to do. I found it interesting that whilst I was doing that, I was not forcing myself to do certain things. It was just on top of my mind. I was coming up with ideas to let brands tell their stories online. That was when I found out that, okay, this is what I really wanted to do. So aside me finishing my master's in petroleum accounting, I then focused on starting my own company. which is top tier Africa, and then I have like 15 to 20 employees. And this is
So,
where we are.
so, at this point, right, of you going into university to pursue your bachelor's degree and
Yeah.
also going to do your master's degree, would you say, with the benefit of hindsight, if you had maybe procured guidance as to having professional help in getting you to choose a career path or getting to explore your talents and gifts and your areas of interest, would you say if you had professional help in choosing your pathway, that would have been worth it instead of you getting to spend time studying and doing banking till you were able to intern and find your own way?
Uh, I will not fully say that. Maybe I would say it would have come faster, but all my journey also made me who I am today. I needed to experience certain things firsthand. I needed to know how to deal with people. I needed how to be patient. All these things, you need it in the creative space. You don't just stand up and just decide that, okay, because I'm creative, you could get it on a silver platter or you will get it easier. I could tell you for a fact that when I started my company for the first year, I made zero revenue. That's how difficult it is in the creative space. There are a lot of people doing creatives, but why should people buy your strategy aside other people? Why should people buy it? You need to have case studies. You need to have your ideas should work for other people to see that, okay, he was the one behind this idea. Oh, he was the one behind this idea. He could be the one behind your ideas. So also, I use the banking space to create network. So I wouldn't fully say that, okay, if I had guidance, it would have been, yeah, you would know whatever you need to know in the creative space. But if you don't have the network or the people around you, your ideas wouldn't get to nowhere. Like if you don't have, you should be able to build a certain portfolio from a career, from a traditional workspace or from a career path to be able to set up something for your own. It's not just about, in as much as I had school, I was doing education, I had a mentor that was in the creative space I was looking up to, that was guiding me on the way. And he requires me to actually finish my education. So it doesn't have to be, okay, you need to push away the education and then focus fully on creativity, which is also good, but I will not encourage anyone to do that. You could still go to the school, create a network. That's the most of the important reason why you're going to school, not for your first class or your second class, but you're going there to create a better network. So when there are opportunities, it will be like, okay, y'all can fit here. Okay, Ellie can fit here. That is the reason why you go to school. So not because of you need that in the creative space. You need education because if I'm pitching an idea to MTN, Vodafone, Telecel, Yango, which I've done all that in the past, they would want to know your academic background before they can hand over certain amount to you. So if I'm introducing myself and you know my academic backgrounds, I have my first master's, I'm about to pursue my second master's, you will know that certain things I can be able to deliver because I've gone through the the normal
Educational mail.
yeah, the normal process as a Ghanaian to be able to. So there are certain contracts that I've closed, not because I was the best in the industry, but because they've realized that okay, he has been able to establish himself in education. So what we can trust him with this amount. Do you understand? So these are things that you would also need is at the end of the day. I wouldn't say, okay, you will need a someone to guide you, but you also need education because it goes hand in hand.
Hand in hand. Okay, so let's speak about mentors, right? This platform is an educational and professional platform. I want us to speak to students and also new graduates who are looking to thrive in industries they are looking to go into. In terms of finding mentors, how would you advise them to go around that?
Thank you. So this is what I would want anybody who is looking for a mentor to do, right? Each and everybody is looking, has their own industry they want to strive in. So being tech, being TV, podcast, they should have like, they have their own niche already. So all they need to do, what I did was I volunteered in those institutions. So let's say I wanted to be a creative. So when I got to Paul's, I volunteered to be an intern, regardless of the fact that I had worked in the banking industry for 4 years. The money that they were going to pay me was a chicken change, but I told myself that this is what I really wanted to do. I volunteered and I learned. So if your mentor, if let's say you want me to be your mentor, you volunteered in my company. Sometimes Ghanaians are focused on, oh, how much am I making? No, you are building yourself. You need to sacrifice certain things to be able to make it in life. You need to make sure that sometimes it's not just about the money conversations. When I started it, people in my banking industry, they were laughing at me like, "Oh, you're taking X amounts here, and then you went to Pulse, you're taking like, no, I was going there to learn. Now they regret not making that decision that I took because I know what I wanted. So a mentee should be able to one learn how to sacrifice. Sometimes it's not just about the money. You need to prove a point to your mentor that I am worth investing in. I am worth your time. You need to do your research as a mentee to make sure that the person you're picking as a mentor has done it. There's a case study to prove that okay, this person has done ABCD. If someone wants to go into podcast, they should look at the people Yaw has interviewed. Okay, if Yaw could be able to do it, I can do it. Let me volunteer to say, oh Yaw, can I write the questions for your interviewee? Like, can I do certain things? When I'm a mentor, when I see those little efforts, I know the person will really produce results. Though these are the things that a lot of people don't focus on. They are focused on, oh, how much am I getting? How much are you paying? And sometimes it's not just about money, but sometimes it's about the passion. So that when you do it, you are doing it out of your heart. Like you don't feel tired doing it. But when there's a money conversation, that means, okay, you're also reporting to me. I need to tax you. So there's not like a mentor-mentee relationship. It's like a working relationship. But you are looking for a mentor. There are so many times that I did certain things for my mentor out of the love I have for the job. I'm sure people have seen Success Africa before. It was just like Albert Accra, their shows. Like I wrote proposal letter to 20 brands. Albert Prempe, the owner of Success Africa, was my friend. He was my mentor as well. I did sponsorship proposal. I did speaker letter. I came up with a lot of strategies. All this was I was doing it for free because I know what I wanted to do in the creative space. I was willing to build networks so that anytime I'm selling my creative ideas, I know where, who, what to say. So it took me a while
to get here.
Yeah, but a lot of people will say, how is it connected to this person? How did you get to know this person? I was working at the background when I was writing sponsorship letters, uh, uh, facilitators, requests. I was doing all of that. I was sending emails, all these things. I was doing it as a mentee to my mentor to just help to volunteer. But a lot of people will not see that. Okay, he was the one behind. I did all of that, and we did it in 12. No, we did it in 8 regions. We wrote all the sponsorship letter to all the brands. I drafted all of that because my mentor just trusted that, okay, when I give this opportunity to Eli, Eli will deliver. And I made sure I delivered. He gave me an opportunity to work with Data Bank because of what I did. So I was being a mentee to him, and then he saw that, no, this guy, you shouldn't sleep on this guy. This guy is very productive. So he gave me an opportunity to work with Data Bank. When he was leaving Data Bank, he said, Eli, I went to Car Bank and I want to put you from Data Bank to Car Bank. And that was how come I ended up at Car Bank. No interview, nothing.
Well,
because my mentor, because my mentor said, this guy, I know him and I know he will deliver. Yeah.
That's actually some good stuff there. I want us to move into your creative journey, right? Into being the brand strategist and managing creatives. I know you mentioned your first foray into the creative space was at Pulse Ghana. So beyond Pulse Ghana, when did your work in the creative space begin? Because I know at Pulse Ghana, you mentioned that you were an intern. So outside being an intern, when did your creative journey actually begin?
So I think 2018 or 2019, when I entered Pulse, I was an intern for like 6 months, and then they gave me an opportunity to be a creative strategy. So it was through my idea. So there's a section that we have at Pulse Ghana that if there's a new brand, let's say Vodafone, then Vodafone is reaching out to Pulse Ghana to come up with ideas to execute or to come ideas that we can do a campus activation, right? So this is what we do. There's a boardroom that they would invite everybody that we would brainstorm, right? Okay. As a tertiary student, you've been to uni. What do you think we can do to get ABCD result for this brand? So yeah, they are putting yourself in the shoes of a tertiary student. What do you think if they do it, you would attend? Okay, they should do parties, they should do seminars, they should do hostel visits, they should include SRC. So these are all brainstorming ideas that will come around, will come in a boardroom, that will come across, and then we'll share. So through that, I developed like, okay, this is actually the journey to go. So when I started my own company, I infuse the same strategy in telling stories to about brands to outsiders. So my first deal I got was even on Pulse. So it was my idea that I sold to a company, X company, and they paid huge amounts of it. We executed it and we had perfect results. So I sat down and I'm like, this is my idea. And this was my strategy. And this was my execution plan. This is me. I thought through it. I did my research. I collected data. And this is how we can execute this. Why won't I start something that I've already created? Don't forget, I've already created the assets already. I already have the people. I just need myself to now pick the brands individually and tell their stories, because every brand would want to make profit regardless of what they want to do. So what story am I going to tell in other sense to benefit the majority of the people, which is the public, and then for the brands to also make revenue out of it? So that was a problem. Every brand would want to make revenue, and every brand would want to go viral or would want to create visibility. So I need to stand in between those things. So I need to stand between the public and then the brand. So I'm not the intermediary between the brand and then the customers. So now I tell stories for the brands, for people to fall in love with the brand, because at the end of the day, most brands, you are not just selling your product, you are selling a storyline, or you are selling probably a lifestyle. So how the way people will perceive your product determines how they will buy it. So I came between that gap to create the whole perception and a narrative about a lot of brands, for people to know that they are not just buying a product, but they are buying an affiliation. That was why I discovered the gap, and that was what I did. And then
okay.
Go
ahead.
So
you go ahead.
When I was running my company, I realized that tech goes hand in hand with a creative strategy. So I said any brand would want to have probably a management system, right? So what I did was to have my co-founder, who is into tech product development, to come together to form like a whole empire. That when it comes to the tech side, my company can handle it. We can build a product and we can market the product for you. All you just need is just the idea. So that was what we did, and then we've been scaling from then till now.
Yeah, that's very impressive. So, in terms of your network and influence, right? You did mention that people wonder, how does this guy know this person?
Yeah.
How does this guy go to Stonebwoy's house? How does this guy sit down and speak to this person? He walks into their houses, right?
Yeah.
How did you build your network from scratch?
Okay. Well, before that, let me just share a story before building the network.
Go ahead.
Right. So I'll use this opportunity to say I've had the opportunity to manage Dancegod. When he broke out from DWP, I was the one that took him to where he is now before he formed the new academy. At the point that I took Dancegod, I could have that period could make or unmake him. because it was a breakout from his old dance academy. So a new one. So I told Dancegod that, you know what? I'm saying this on a podcast, and this is going to be the first time. We don't need anything. All I need is your 1.2 million on Instagram, and we would make it. So Dancegod told me that he was taking 7,000 or 10,000 IDWP per deal or something. His first deal, I gave him 50,000 Ghana cedis for a month. He didn't believe it until they paid. I told him that I know the brands. I know the value that you have. I know how to communicate that information to the brand for them to pay X amount for your value. You are just saying that you have numbers. I see it as money. 1.2 million, averagely you can reach in a month. Let's say you can reach 10 million people, and that 10 million people is visibility to those brands. So let's do ad placements on your page for this brand. That's 10 million people seeing whatever that brand is doing. That is money. So when I started managing Dancegod, that was when I shifted like the whole conversation on building like a network. So a lot of these people reach out to Dancegod that, okay, we would go to, let's create a dance routine. Then when I started managing Dancegod, you remember Down Flat?
Yeah.
He took that song and made it viral, right? I capitalized on just that song. We flew to Nigeria. Patoraki flew myself and Dancegod to Nigeria. Tell me, this is how creative I am, right? I told Dancegod that we have this song at our powerhouse right now. We're going to Nigeria. This is a strategy I want us to use. Let's go into these meetings of these people that would want you to create that shooting for them. This is a strategy I told Dancegod before I went into the meeting. When we get into the meeting, our starting price is like we charge $2,500 for a dance challenge. Before he was charging $1,000 or $1,500. Move it to $2,500. I said, okay, this is our starting point. But in those meetings, I would say they should pay us $3,500. I know they would negotiate because they are Nigerians. But I'll get mad. It's part of the strategy. I'm telling you something. All these things are storylines, right? I'll get mad and I'll hit the table. I'll walk out of the meeting, but you stay. They don't really need me. They need you. So tell them that, oh, I'll talk to my manager. You bring 2,500. I'll talk to my manager. It's my manager. Don't worry. That was how come we closed $5,000 in Nigeria in a span of 2 weeks.
That's interesting.
Yes. So you see, like, it's just conversations or how you value your brand, right? Fast forward. I got the opportunity to meet how I met Stonebwoy. So I'm telling you stories on how, like, most of these things are referrals. So I did a strategy for a brand. And then I think Dr. Louisa chanced upon the idea and was like, oh, I like these things. Oh, who did it for you? And the person said, oh, Eli. And he said, Dr. Louisa said, I'm looking for Eli. So fast forward, I met Dr. Louisa, and then I'm a type of person, if you give me a 30 seconds opportunity, I'll move it to a minute. For a minute to say 30 minutes. For 30 minutes, for you to say, I want to do this next time. Let's schedule a dinner. So when I got the opportunity to meet Louisa, I told Louisa, Dr. Louisa, sorry, we need Stonebwoy needs A, B, C, D. When I started to talk, I was like, okay, you know, she's a very intelligent woman, right?
Oh, yeah, she is.
So she said, my husband will need you for his new upcoming album. That was a fifth dimension. I was like, okay, sure. I thought it was just a conversation, right? So a month later, I was there, and then Dr. Louisa called me. Where are you? I said, okay, yeah. He said, okay, you need to go to Skybar right now. Stonebwoy is gathering everybody. And I told them that you have to be in the meeting. You need to go to Skybar right now. They want to discuss how we can promote the album. So when I got to Skybar, I was like the youngest in the room. You could see the biggest in
the biggest in the industry.
Yeah, the game changers. So me, I was just quiet. So already Dr. Louisa has told Stonebwoy that the guy that's coming is a very smart guy. Look at him twice. And Stonebwoy also knows that my wife is also an intelligent woman. So if my intelligent woman is recommending someone,
then the person is really sharp.
Yeah, the person is smart. So
did you take your spectacles too?
Yeah, I wear glasses all the time.
Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Continue your story.
Yeah. So I got to Skybar, and this is a true life story. So the television said, go and meet Chief. Chief is Stonebwoy's manager. So interviews are okay. Yeah, the guy Dr. Louisa said, but okay, I'm like, cool. I got to Skybar. I said, I'm looking for Chief. They introduced me to Chief. I'm like, oh, Chief, my name is Eli. I'm the guy Louisa. I was like, oh, okay. So they gave me a seat. So I sat down. True life story. Eh? Everybody was talking, saying things. I was just quiet. I was just waiting for that 30 seconds opportunity, right? They're about to end the meeting, and Stonebwoy was like, oh, this is an internal meeting. Everybody needs to talk. The guy that just came, you need to say something. Otherwise, we will not end the meeting. Is this someone also a smart guy? He doesn't want to be obvious. Like, okay, so I said, okay, sorry to say about all that these people are saying. So let me use my word is bullshit, right? Sorry to say that. Because one, if you are going for Grammys, if that's your end goal, nobody's asking how many radio stations you've done in Ghana, how many TV stations you've done. The conversation should be, what can we do to increase your streams? Because that's what this is looking at. They're not looking at your radio station, TV station. It doesn't matter. What can we do to increase streams? Okay, we can create awareness about the album, anticipation, and then we can convert the awareness into engagement, and we can convert the engagement into streams. So let's 360 campaign that would come with a lot of awareness about the brand, about the album. Let's engage people. Now, when we engage the people, these are the people that fall in love with the song. So they will stream the song, and then your numbers will go up. Like, let's move the conversation towards that. So when I started talking, Stonebwoy was like, okay, now he has someone that thinks like him. So after the meeting, Stonebwoy said, you know what? I want you to be the head of online for Fifth Dimension for the whole of Africa. Come up with a strategy on how we can execute the whole Fifth Dimension album. I came up with a strategy. The album won Album of the Year, and my artist won Artist of the Year. These are evident results to prove that in this life, there are creativity. Like, you can only use creative to sell. I had the opportunity to meet Don Jazzy, right? Don Jazzy said, you can be intelligent, no doubt about it, but anything you have to do, you need to script it. Anything we do at Maven is scripted. Everything. So you see, where am I acting this way? It is scripted by Mavens. You need to tell a story. If you don't tell a story, nobody will buy your product. You need to put a certain narrative out there. Do you get it? So that's how I got access. So most of them are referrals. Oh, so through Stonebwoy, I met other people. Through other people were like, oh, Eli can do it for you. Oh, I already have case study to prove that. And they've seen those things. So that when I said I'm the one behind, they were like, oh, we've seen it already. That should also tell you that, okay, he wasn't doing it
to be capable.
Yeah, like he's capable of doing it. Like these are things that is very. There are lots of brands in Accra that me and my team we are the brain behind it, but nobody knows about it.
Personally, I think I know some of the brands, but I am going to end it there. I want us to speak to young people, and how they can approach networking, right?
Yeah.
For someone going to meet Stonebwoy's wife or meeting Stonebwoy himself, some people may come off as desperate. They'll try to kiss ass.
Yeah.
Correct. So how should young people approach networking without looking desperate?
Yeah, I would also say your portfolio would definitely speak for itself. So don't rush it, but don't also sit down and think you can make it. You need to make an effort. But whilst you're making an effort, have a lot of case study. When the opportunity comes, you will tell them that, okay, you are the one behind this. You can do this. You've done this. And this is the result. All these people would also they don't want to jeopardize their brand, because this is a brand they've built over a period. So they don't want to try your luck with you. You should be able to have your own portfolio. So you should be able to work on smaller brands that has given results. So if you have the opportunity to meet these people, you can prove to them that, okay, I work for this restaurant, and I've moved their social media from 0 to 10,000. That's a significant amount. They would give you a try that, okay, try a TikTok, try a Beam fan page TikTok to see whether you can collectively raise that amount, or you can prove to them that you've actually done that. When they've seen the results, now they don't have anything else against you. All they need to do is to put that thing in front of you. Like, you've given them enough evidence to show that you can do the job. It's just like going to the bank and say, okay, you keep on filling the form every day. When they give you another form, you just fill it. Like, it's not a rocket science. You already know the strategy. You know the methods to put in place to make sure you get to that 10,000. Like, so it's just like, okay, let's go. Like, let's go. That's how these people are. Like, it's not about Dr. Louisa could introduce you to Stonebwoy. If you're not productive, that's the end of it.
That would be the end of it.
You need to be productive. They could introduce you to a lot of celebrities. I've held people's hand to say, oh, meet this person, but they were not productive, and that's it. Like, you can force the horse the water, right? You cannot force them to drink it. Like, you understand? So
it makes sense.
all young people is, don't rush it. Create enough evidence, or create enough portfolio, so that when the opportunity comes, like, you fit in. When they look around, there's nobody. I can confidently say, in Ghana, if you want to build your brand with visibility, you would look my way, because there are a lot of case studies, there are a lot of referrals. I'm working with a one brand, Check City. I'm sure you've seen it all around.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's everything. It's my ideas coupled with her believing in my ideas. So when it comes to visibility, we know how to tell that story. We know how to put those narratives out there. We've done it for Shazami. We've done, bro. Like, I could go on and on and on and on.
Yeah. So I'll move away from that conversation pretty soon. But Check City, Shazami, other brands, a lot of them have money.
Okay.
If a brand doesn't have money, or they're on a budget, because with people watching this podcast, some of them would be startups who have very tight budgets. How would they succeed?
Okay, so here's the thing, right? All I would encourage every brand to do, right? Not necessarily having money. You should be able to have access to social media yourself, right? In as much as you would need my services, and not everybody would be able to afford the services. There are also options to people that can afford. So I don't only just execute. If the execution will be expensive for you, I can come up with the idea for you. You have your own social media. I'll give you the blueprint. All you need is to just employ someone that will handle your social media and follow the blueprint I've given you. Do you understand?
All right.
So for other brands that will not have the money to pay what other brands are also paying, I would also encourage them to just have access to social media, because I am not like robots. I also learn it's social media. You could dedicate those times. I've built a lot of your favorite influencers. I've been able to manage all of them, like majority of them, from Lisa Kwama, Dancegod, Incredible Ziggy. I've done something with Sawami here. I've done something with Stonebwoy. Like, I've done a lot. Olive the Boy. We've done something for Blacko. Like, the list goes on and on and on. But we will not come and do it. No, we just like.
I was going to say I don't have a favorite influencer, but with the mention of Blacko, I think that guy is mad talented.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
he's good.
He's mad talented. So,
like, the guy is creative. Like, forget about the fact he's musically inclined. He knows what he's doing. Like, he knows his.
Yeah.
He's one of the people that the Gen Z will carry along for a very long time. forever.
Yeah, I see that happening.
One guy, one thing I regret?
Mm-hmm.
Not managing Alogy when I had the opportunity.
Who's that?
Alogy, the guy that did the new song with Sarkodie.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
His goal. He's the next wave after Black Sheriff.
Oh, I see.
I regret in this from now to now. When I had the opportunity, I told him that I didn't like his sound then. But all because me too, I wasn't musically inclined. I was just
Climbed.
running on the creative side and see how we go
Mm-hmm.
to the story. But I'm willing to be part of his team if he's willing to take. I have like beautiful ideas. I've had opportunity to work with his sister, Cookie, countless times. I've done something with Zubeda, like Menu Finder, like with a lot Papa's Pizza. I'm doing something with Chicken and Pizza Man. There's something I'm going to do in December for them. Crazy ideas, beautiful
So,
ideas.
to the viewers at home, Eli is selling himself. He has
No,
the blueprint. He has the track record, so he's selling himself. But let's delve into other conversations. You mentioned you regret not working with. You said his name is Anoji, right?
Alogy.
Yeah. So, your biggest mistake that you made in your career, your biggest mistake so far in your career, and what did you learn from it?
Not to give small opportunity space. Like I would take every little opportunity I have and not to start early. If I knew this is what I wanted to do, like I wouldn't spend like 4 years in the banking industry. I would have started earlier. But it's all the same. It grew me to be a better person. So that's what I'll do. Like I'll start early because the journey is too long. The journey is
Mm,
too long. You need to start early because there are a lot of people, there are lots of things that are developing now. Robots are taking over the world. Like, how long am I going to be sustainable? I wish I started 10 years ago. Like, I would have been bigger than where I am today. Like, that's what I would wish I would do. So, anybody that's watching me, you could be in junior high, senior high, start early, start reading, start researching, start giving yourself, start challenging yourself. There are so many things I did when I was in uni. It challenged me to be a better person today. So I wish I started like the creative space earlier when I was challenging myself. I would have been bigger than I am, but I'm grateful for where I am today. But I would have been bigger.
I
Yeah, so
see.
that's like
So
something that I would probably learn. And one thing I regret was that guy, you people like that guy. I'm saying it again. Like,
go
the,
find him.
yeah, like Alogy is a great,
Mhm,
talented musician. Very good flow,
mm,
delivery, perfect. That's what I regret. Like, so far.
mm.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are able to reconnect
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah. One day
push
he would look at this
the brand.
podcast and like he knows what I'm talking about. Like he knows what I'm talking about.
Mm,
I wish him
that's
the
good.
want to be part of his team so bad because there are so many things I want him to achieve. That's in my mind.
Well, let's see how that goes. So let's speak about the Ghanaian creative industry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What do you think the Ghanaian creative industry is missing structurally?
Uh, Zeal. I would say there are two contents. When it gets to the top, they feel like it is them. No, you see how Nigeria's creatives are.
Mm-hmm.
The sky is never the limit; it's rather the stepping stone.
Mm,
Collaborations. Ghanaians creatives lack collaborations. They want to be named, I'm the best, I'm the best. No, like let's collectively come together and become a powerhouse. You cannot conquer the world alone. Even with me, I have team I work with. I could not have done it alone. There's no way, even Jesus Christ took 12 disciples. How much more you? Like, we should stop the whole title conversations and come together and take over the world because the world, there's a lot. This is like over 2 billion industry we are operating in. And you want to be claimed the best with no revenue? No, I don't want. I want to work out with like revenue. I have brands that are willing to pay X amount just to put their name out there. Brands are willing to go the extent. People are willing to go the extent for brands. Like, let's collectively come together. If let's say they are lifestyle influencers, we should stop. Oh, Like I need to be the best. I'm the best. No, like, it's not needed. How can we collectively come together with our numbers to say, okay, let's be ambassador for Fashion Nova, Boo, like all these brands outside. That should be the conversation that, oh, I dress better than you. Nobody cares. In this Western world, nobody cares who dress better. Like what they care most about is, are you a millionaire? Are you a billionaire? What? Like you already have the numbers. Don't let these numbers go to waste because these numbers are money. These are the things that you can use to sell to these brands, to go to Puma, Nike, to say, okay, you should stand an African activation. You have access to 2 million people in a month. You can reach 10 million people. They understand these conversations. So if, let's say, individually one, you 10 million, four of you is 40 million. Like,
that's true.
Let's collectively like push the whole narrative than say, oh, I'm the best and like I have followers more than. It's not needed. That's what I think Ghanaians should like. And also they should be willing to not not be content. Your 2 million is 200,000 in another man's country. The internet is big. If you can do 10 million, you can do 20 million. Don't focus because you have 2 million. You are not there. Like we should stop being content. Like oh, it's okay. No, it's not. If you really want to take over the world and you want to be head, 2 million is not enough because you're fighting. Like we are fighting with everybody in the world. Why should they pick you from Ghana than someone from South Korea or Europe? Do you understand?
That's true.
Your numbers should have influence. Like you should be able to. People just have internet numbers. They cannot pull crowd. They are not. Your numbers are not evident. Like if you say, okay, 20 of your people should meet you in Accra Mall, nobody will show up because you just have digital numbers. No, you should be able to have an influence when you say, hey, let's do this. We are doing this.
Makes sense. Yeah. So two more questions before I let you go. If you had 100,000 cedis to invest in a young creative team, what would you build?
Creative.
Yeah.
I'll build one. I'll build a blogger. I'll build a musician. 20,000, right?
No, 100,000 cedis.
100,000 cedis. So I'll build a blogger, I'll build a musician or a singer. So yeah. And then I'll build in the creative space, I'll build someone in comedy.
Okay. So my most recent interview was with a comedian. I just shot that this afternoon, and we spoke about how we were going to be able to push comedy, Ghanaian comedy, in terms of harnessing the talents in the Ghanaian comedy space. So I like the mention of
you know why
the comedian. Yeah, tell me, I'm listening.
95% of these people in the world are bored and they're on their phones. They're looking for something to laugh to entertain them. If no music that could speak to you, they want something that they could laugh over in a span of 15 seconds. And it's comedy that's taking over the world. If you look at the likes of our millionaires now around the world, Kevin Hart is a billionaire now, he's a comedian. If you look at, aside the musicians, the people that are actually doing it more are the comedians. You've been able to bring humor in a space of 15 seconds. That's a lot. That takes someone to be creative to do that.
That's true.
There's never a day that they would ever die out because day in, day out, you would want to laugh.
People want to laugh, yeah.
When you go on TikTok, like, mostly comedy, like, that's why Akabeneza would go far. Like, it's not stopping now because whilst the people in the diaspora are bored and desperate, they are depressed, they go online, they want to laugh. Like, yeah, so comedy will do. Music would give you a sense of communication. So if someone wants to relate to a lot of certain scenarios, they listen to Black Hole, like, okay, that's it.
Yeah. So your last words before I let you go. There are a lot of creatives spanning from comedians, musicians, skit makers, like a lot of them in Ghana right now. The underground has a lot of creatives. who are struggling to come out, I want you to send them a message. What would you tell a creative who is struggling today?
You see, everything you need is after fear, or is just a conversation away. What's the worst thing that can ever happen to you? Someone to tell you no? They've already said it to you a couple of times. Don't sit there. It's just a conversation away. Your breakthrough is just a conversation away. Take that step. Talk to that person. Like it will not take anything from you. I've had people that have said no to me countless times, including my family members, but I didn't take anything from it. Anything I wanted or anything I became was just a conversation away. Remember the experience, the story I shared about Stonebwoy? It was just a conversation away. Louisa, it was just a conversation away. So just keep this in mind. Anywhere you want to go, you are just a conversation away. So take that bold step and have that conversation.
Well, thank you, Eli Amevegbe, for joining Life After School with Yaw Agyei today. It's been an interesting conversation with you, and I am hoping that the nuggets you shared on here would go on to help people who are watching us today. So to you, the viewers at home, Eli says that your breakthrough is just a conversation away.
Yeah.
If they say no to you, move on to the next person. So until another episode of Life After School, my name is Yaw Agyei. Like, share, and subscribe.